Okay, today we've got a roadside to find a Emerson karaoke player system. So we got a small TV in it, speaker, CD player, or DVD player, I guess is what it would really be. So let's find out what's in this thing. Roadside find, so no telling what we might find in this. That includes critters. Microphone holder is plastic, of course. Somebody has definitely removed screws on this before. Or they've fallen out, one or the other. Okay, first small board, which is obviously the input-output board. Which should not really have anything important on it. Yeah, just a couple potentiometers and the RCA cable attachments. Okay. On the bright side, no critters. Upper portion comes off easily enough. We got one nice little transformer in here. Can't quite get enough of a grip on it. I'm looking at this TV and I'm not really seeing a Gaussian cable on it. Trying to remember if the ones that I got from the projector style TV, I don't think it had the Gaussian cables on them either. Now here's one more screw in the middle. Yep. Okay, so that's all fiberboard. Didn't know anything else, but there we go. Is there anything else in here that we want / need? That's all plastic, that's all plastic. Yeah, that's just the tube assembly, and we do want to get this copper off. And the micro yoke. There we go. The rest of that is just scrap, and the oh, we got another tiny board down here. Okay, so scrap and a picture tube. Okay, let's just clean these guys up for wires. This board just has some potentiometers, some silver contacts in these buttons, possibly one on the switch, a few little LEDs here, and nothing much on the board itself. Not unexpected. This is the board for the TV portion. It's got a couple fuses on here. This is aluminum, little MOSFET or two. Nothing on the back side of the board. So not much on this board. There is a little bit of copper in here, may or may not be worth going after. This heat sink is protecting a chip. Or cooling a chip, I should say. And of course, the very fragile board. That little bit is aluminum. Same thing on this one. Definitely feels like aluminum. That's aluminum. This piece might actually be steel. Yep. Yep. So this piece is steel with a MOSFET on it. Why they can't use a single size screw, I don't know. One thing you definitely don't want is any steel on anything that you put in acid, because it's just going to use your acid up before you get the item that you want out. Though I will point out I'm not really planning on going acid route with these guys. But yeah, just a MOSFET or two on here. As said, the fuses of the MOSFET in here. That's it. At least remove the screw from it. There we go. That piece of aluminum. We got most of the aluminum off now. Got a couple chips, a couple MOSFETs, mostly aluminum capacitors. And these look like diodes. Yep, diodes. Nothing on the back side of the board. Or actually, there is a few little resistors it looks like on the back side are diodes. Not much. Rest of these little boards. See what we got here. This is just a connector for the microphone. Another microphone connector it looks like here. Part of that power board. Headphone jack maybe. This looks like a potentiometer for maybe volume control or something like that. Actually, no, that's a switch, so potentially a little bit of silver in there. The rest of that looks like wires. Hope we do have this over here, which is the back side of the TV picture tube. And I think that just leaves this assembly for the DVD player. So I can see we've got a crystal oscillator on this. MOSFET, lots of aluminum capacitors, crystal oscillator, nothing else really. A few chips and flat packs on the back here. Another chip right here it looks like. Another heat sink on it. There are surface mount components on here, but they are again tiny. And then it looks like we've got the standard CD player assembly. One small switch here. There's the assembly. It's got two small motors in it. Linear rail, whatnot. So we'll take that part apart later. Rest of this is primarily plastic. Nothing else electronic in it, so I'm not even going to bother with it. And we got our transformer here. Power cord. Get that off later. Microphone cord. don't know that there's much of anything in here, but let's see if we can take it apart. Steel. It's got a switch in it. Not much, but if I can grab it out of here, tiny little bit of copper you'll find in any microphone or speaker. It's not worth going after if you're just going after the copper. That one had already basically come apart, so went ahead and grabbed it. Generally speaking, I just throw speakers into shred. The one exception that I have is I've got that 1950s vintage Philco radio, and it's got a big piece on the back of it, or had a big piece on the back of it, and I want to see what's inside that. Potentially it may have more copper in it. Wire out of here. All I'm after is the switch on that. So everything else is just the wires. Those are clean already. Nip the ends off these as we go. Surprising amount of little wire in this. steel. After all this time, I have found that the easiest way of doing these is to lock the corner of the transformer in the vise. So you've got one point up here. Camera is overheating, so it may not get through this, but clamp the transformer, one corner of it in the vise, so you've got one corner pointing up, and then you can go straight to it. Just makes it a lot easier to go through, cut through. I haven't fully cut through on this one, but there it goes. This one probably would have come apart really easily pulling the leaves out too, but that's okay. So this is all copper. So we did get a little bit of copper here, along with the wire. We got this yoke. See if we can divest it of the This will need to be tested. It's usually stainless steel on this one little piece. It is regular steel. That's all plastic. Copper nuggets, and these are actually wrapped around the ferrite this time. So no other way of getting that out other than crush. It's basically a big copper toroid at this point. I'm hoping my camera's running. This is not going to cooperate today. Okay, so all that copper, this wad up here. So there's all our copper today. And I will pull this copper out of the plastic, but I'll do that later. I think that's it for today, guys. Just got a little bit of cleanup to do here. Tools back to their places. Pull all this stuff into the middle. What do we got here? Anything that looks important. We will keep the switch. Otherwise, everything here looks to be steel. So that's all fine to go in the bucket. One last chance. Little pieces of steel, and we're done. So the rest of these connectors are brass connectors, but since they're coated in plastic, they'll go into a bucket to go to a grinder so we can get the plastic off of them. You can go in a copper bucket. These guys, as I've said before, Give the copper a little twist so it doesn't fall all apart on you. Yep, copper off. That can go into brass, the rest goes into copper. The rest of this is plastic, resin, and dirt. And that will be it for today, guys. Have a good one.